What the?
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
I don't even know what's going on.
All right, Pisces. It's time for your tarot torture. Open wide. I want to remind you that I am a medium, which means I channel people on the other side. Doesn't matter whether the veil is thin or thick. If they're around and they want to talk, they know how to get a hold of me. If you would like to book a coaching session, a tarot reading, an astrology reading, just visit ritayanez.com. That's the easiest way. Because if you email me, I will probably never get to it. I've got an email box that is overflowing. All right, Pisces. I'm already getting some names. I will let you know if this is a deceased person because it feels different to me. Unless I see them, then it's quite obvious. I always prefer that they not do that. All right. I'm getting names. Trey. Trey. Let's see if I can get an association. Trey is associated with the Hunger Games. I've got Katroya. Katroya plays Minecraft. Maybe Katroya has a child that plays Minecraft. Katroya and Minecraft. Let's see. Oh. I've got Ivana and Ivana has a strong Venus placement in her natal chart, a significant placement, which to me means it's part of a stellium. It's in the first house. It's in the seventh house. It's in the midheaven. There's an opposition involved with it for Ivana. 2 N's, by the way. I've got Phoenicia. Phoenicia has seen the movie Saturday Night Fever, and she didn't understand it. Phoenicia. Do I get anybody else? I've got Lizette. Lizette with a Z. Lizette says, let's see, Lizette. I'm getting something Lizette says. So, Lizette, if you don't want people to know, because you're not a dead person. She knows what a redneck is. Lizette knows what a mullet is, and she knows that rednecks and mullets, beer and NASCAR sometimes go hand in hand. Sorry, folks. And I've got somebody whose name actually is, oh, let me see if I can get it because it's an M. Monty. I've got the name Montezuma. He may go by Monty with an E. What would Montezuma say, since it feels that way? Montezuma says he knows how to treat a lady if he could find one. All right. Let's let's let the collective rest because I don't want to give too much of your personal lives away. All right, so let's get your cards. Your theme for this week: the High Priestess, upright. For your challenge, 5 of cards. 5 of cards, 5 of cups. Somebody's trying to get a master's degree, but has a gambling problem. All right. For your finances, dropped them there. Somebody just lost $20. Not gambling, literally lost $20 and thinks they're going to find it. I'm so sorry, you're not going to find it because you actually did lose it. You lost it outside of the house, and I feel like it's blown away. Just trust when that happens that, like I believe, it will make it to the hands of somebody who either appreciates it or really needs it. Knight of Pentacles upright. Oh. For your romance, I've got the Empress in the upright. Somebody's got a new job. All right. And for your guidance, your solutions. Ooh, 4 of Cups. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, I'm going to move these cards aside. Somebody's healing over a broken heart. Oh my gosh, Pisces, it's going to get weird with you guys, right? I don't feel a crime hour. I hope this doesn't become a crime hour. I don't want to have to read you your Miranda warning. Do you want me to? Let's just do it for fun because I'm out of practice. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering at any time, but I can read your mind, so what do you care? Okay, so person healing this broken heart is healing it because I'm going to have to put it the way I'm hearing it. Oh, man, he is a she, and you are the victim. Lord have mercy. Very sorry about that. Ooh, the Emperor just flew out, so... so this appears to be a he, but this is a situation where this person was born female. You're telling me that you saw the scars and were told, that's not fair because if, you need to let that person know pretty quickly so that person, because there's so much to it. And I say that with the most respect. It caused a fight. That person told you that it was gynecomastia reduction surgery. No, it wasn't. It was breast tissue removal. And the moon pops up at the bottom. I'm going to get a whole lot channeled for you guys. I just know it. I just know it. And you, the person who's dealing with this situation, you were already healing and felt pretty good about moving forward after terminating a pregnancy that was not really comfortable for you because you were attacked by a predator. There goes the moon again. Okay, so let's start reading these. I'm going to switch decks. What are we going to do? What are we going to do since I think we're going to get all kinds of weirdness? And please, Lord in heaven, I do not want this to become a crime hour. Oh, for Lizette. Lizette. What am I hearing? Lizette, um, there's a family heirloom. I almost want to say that this is china, like fine bone china, somebody's dishes, if you will. And you can get it back, but you need to be very careful. You might be able to do it during the Mercury retrograde because you don't want this person smashing anything. Okay, let's clarify. What are we going to use? Let's use the Housewives Tarot. Keep it fun for me. All right, so clarifying the High Priestess and your theme for the week. So Pisces, this week opens with the High Priestess. I like that in the upright. A beautiful invitation to listen to your inner voice and trust your intuition. Spirit would say there's more beneath the surface than you realize. You might find yourself drawn to dreams. You could be having like way more vivid dreams, maybe about these dishes. These dreams could have symbols or quiet moments of reflection. There's a sacred mystery unfolding, and you don't need to rush to understand it fully. I'm getting a crossed over female ancestor who was a healer. You'll know what a healer is because in impossible situations, they can heal people from the brink of death. I have done that before, but I do want to say that it is never 6 on the split. I've got the Page of Wands in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, let me, before I think of that healer in spirit is very close to someone here. She wants to remind you to honor your inner knowing. She's going to speak through the High Priestess. Your intuition is your compass, all right? So now about that split, I don't want, the person that is trying to return to you or you are tempted to return to Pisces is associated with a cult that is known for murder. Or you don't know that, but I do. Meaning it's ridiculous. All right. I was just mentioning this to someone else, they think that they're sacrificing animals and sacrificing people and all of this, thinking that this will appease and or bend the ear of certain deities toward them. No, it doesn't. They're playing with tricksters. I would know. This cult that's associated with murder, your ex or this person that they have made some kind of a deal with an entity out of their own agency. Okay, they think that this is good. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I could have a bitch who's a Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That would be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then the moon appears again. Somebody's trying to attack you in your sleep, for the person who knows what I mean when I say that the cult is associated with murder. That person who you're trying to return to or wants to return to you with the 6 of Swords in reverse is going to end up having to make a plea deal because they are going to be going to jail or, well, prison. All right. Getting something else about the person who, he is a she. This should resonate. She has a mustache. That doesn't mean anything, does it? And by the way, these people associated with the cults meet up in some kind of woods. They could be in Central Park and calling it Mother Nature. I'm not saying that Central Park isn't Mother Nature, but you know what I'm saying? I'm getting like an urban area that has a tree. And here we go with the bathrobes again. If you're wondering how they have done murder before, they've used poison. Alabama is significant. The state, not Alabama as a name. Yeah, be careful with these people, because one of the people in the cult, 10 of Wands, they are burdened. You've got somebody better coming in, a King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But one of the people in the cult is so weird. I'm getting German ancestry, and there's a woman in the cult that knows who you are. I'm not trying to scare you. There's just some really stupid people out there. She wants to wear your face. There's someone out there that just, I don't know. It's one of those things like, I hate her, but I don't have a reason to. But I wish I looked like her. I wish I was pretty like her. I wish I had her skin. I wish I had her eyes. You're scaring me. That would be very scary to me, because mental illness is a thing. Okay, so let's get to the challenges with that 5 of Cups upright. Again, my condolences to the person who had to terminate a pregnancy that was due to a predatory attack. This card, let's see. How do I want to read you? Let me look at everything in context. This is that challenge around loss, disappointment, regret. You may be feeling weighed down by what didn't go as planned, or by old wounds that are still healing. And then I've got somebody in the collective, and he is a she, right? Spirit says grief is real, but don't forget the cup's still full. It's okay to mourn, but also remember what remains. I've got another comforting presence in spirit. Let me see if I can hear anything. If I hear something, I'll let you know. When a deceased person comes through, they will give you something that only you can verify. Parts of the messages may resonate with other people, but the person who is associated with that deceased person is going to know exactly who this is. I usually get their name, and I can tell you what they look like, or some detail, like I said. Who is this person? She has multiple sisters. This person, this woman, passed after a very difficult period, and she wants you to feel solace and encouragement, and to focus on hope and renewal. I really want to see if I can get a name. She is associated with Clive. And the person who this message is for will associate strongly with Sex in the City. Sex in the City. Yep. All right. Clive. All right, let's get to your finances. I'm not hearing her name directly. She is associated with Clive. Sex in the City. Maybe one of the names of the characters. You know that I never watched Sex in the City? Not at all. Maybe somebody's name is, oh my gosh, her name is Jessica. I was going to give up. That one of the people that's in that cult, for the person that this resonates for, is a person that in the community is or was a person in a position of authority. And there's drug dealers involved that peddle fentanyl. Chinese fentanyl. Somebody could be Chinese, associated with a cult that does murder. Let's not go down that road. I really want to do this reading in a happy way. I'm getting the 10 of Cups in reverse. I know that some of you are experiencing sadness. Sadness regarding breakups, family. You know that everything works out okay. It always does. It could take time, but it does work out. Okay, so that, Knight of Pentacles bringing steady, reliable energy to your finances. Avoid overspending. Need practical and consistent effort rather than big leaps. Slow and steady wins the race. Ouch. You might be building or stabilizing income streams, or simply focusing on daily routines that support your hardworking effort. Will back up your security. There's a grounded, patient person around the person who resonates with needing to not spend so much. You've got a hardworking and dependable ancestor on the other side, and he carries a wrench. I don't see him. I don't even hear him. I'm picking this up in a different way. When their energy isn't strong enough or doesn't come forward to me, within what I call my bubble or my perimeter, I can only get so much. It could be that the person is shy. Or is like, who is this woman? He may never have interacted with a medium before. Okay, for romance and that Empress in the upright. So love this week will bloom, or this period, whenever you hear this. The Empress is a card of nurturing, abundance, deep emotional connection. If you're single, this could signal a blossoming relationship or a renewed sense of self-love. Love yourself first, and then you'll never need someone else to love you, sweethearts. Then when somebody loves you, it's different, trust me. If you're partnered in a healthy connection, expect warmth, care, maybe even some creativity, like a creative spark that brings you closer. Maybe do an art project together. Let love grow naturally and generously. All right, so I'm getting someone's mother here. Unconditional love. Open your heart fully. Can I get a name? Let me see if I can hear. Polly. So I don't know if she was a Paulina or if she just goes by Polly. She might have a living descendant named Courtney. You either stayed at her house or she was in your house and you watched Little House on the Prairie. All right. Okay, let's see if she says anything else. She said, don't worry about the washing machine. She said it will repair itself. Do you have a self-repairing washing machine? I don't think I've ever heard of that. I know self-healing plastics. All right, so I'm going to switch decks for the summary because this one has gone a little bit quiet. I'm not touching that cosmic tarot. Oh, hell no. Let's go to Tarot of the Modern Witch to clarify and summarize. No, we're going to do your solutions first. So the Four of Cups invites reflection and awareness around those emotions, around emotional satisfaction. You might feel restless or disconnected, wondering if there's more out there for you. So don't close yourself off to new possibilities. Listen to Polly over here. Sometimes we get stuck in what's comfortable, even if it's not fulfilling. Don't stay in relationships like that. Everybody in the end is disappointed. No one really cares whether you divorce or not. Of course, when children are involved, it gets more complicated. But trust me when I say that children are better off in a home with parents separated that are happy and working together than living in a home where they could tell that their parents hate each other. Somebody was cheated on here and has an illegitimate, I don't mean illegitimate. a child that is not biologically theirs. So for your summary, Pisces, your week is, ooh, the Wand in reverse and the Emperor. And it, oh, man, I knew to grab this one. In the Tarot of the Modern Witch, most of the characters are female. So, don't be surprised. It doesn't mean anything. Nobody really cares about anybody's sexual orientation, their gender identification. Not that we don't care how you feel, but everybody is just a person. And what your personal whatever really doesn't matter, right? You could be a transgender working at the local truck stop, and you're just a person working at the truck stop. That's all. Everything else is personal and private, But in the Tarot of the Modern Witch, this Emperor is a woman. And it makes me think of that Aries energy with the rams. She's holding an ankh. She's wearing a suit, So it's time for gentle healing. Don't get stuck. Practice gratitude and openness. And boy, here's that maternal Polly again. She's encouraging you, and maybe all of you can benefit from this, to lift your gaze and see the blessings that might be right in front of you. So trust your intuition even when things feel mysterious. So yes, there's loss, but there's hope, okay? Don't forget that in finances, you need to stay consistent, focused, steady effort will bring progress. Love will blossom, especially if it's a new blossom. Or new blossom, maybe somebody's getting flowers. Well, 9 of Wands, but somebody's guarded here. You're guarded. There is nurturing warmth. Stay open. Don't let restlessness close you off. So you are held. You are loved, and new blessings await your open heart. All right. Oh, I'm still hearing something about the person who's associated with the weird cult. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me keep going. I've got a detective and a dirty Fed. Are you a dirty Fed listening to me? That was or is a detective. Ooh, that one almost flew out of there. Somebody could be deported if they're not careful. Somebody's Thai or Asian in some way. Sometimes I do get some features and then I shut my mouth. Somebody's going to say that they went, the initial J, they went into another relationship because he's going to say, she came on to me. Somebody's Jewish. Anything else? What is the dirty Fed associated with a freaking cult? I don't even want to go there. Somebody needs to get their GED, take a shot at it. The person that you're trying to go back to wants you to go back to them. They are hoping that you're still stupid. And they're a firefighter. All right, let's just stop there because this is going to get really wild. And let's get to your charms. Arr!
Ma fede fugne e le guardie.
All right, Pisces. Getting ready here. Let's get down and glow. I'm going to use my whole shoulder. All right, for your first charm or item in this case, I've got a box of wax, the kind that you put on braces and dental work. Interesting. Okay. Let's do something. Next one. Holy Spirit. Holy Angels. Tell us something. Ooh. Oh, okay. I've got a little miniature pet crate. This used to have some kind of candy in it. My son Quentin bought it for me in Kimberly, Idaho. And I think the pet is still inside. These are not the pets that came with this. I've got a zebra that actually is from my childhood. A little plastic toy. I was really, really little, like 3. Okay. And the other item is a little pig, a little pink pig. Let me get them back in there for now. This is so cute. No wonder I kept it. Okay. What else do we have? What are we going to get this time from the pirate's chest of mysterious objects and strange coincidence? Oh, okay. Now, I don't know why this is in here, but okay. So I've got a pink powder puff, the kind that you slip under your fingers, and it's, well, you're looking at it now. It has a pink satin ribbon, and it's the kind that you press along your face, and it's kind of candy corn shaped. That's what I want to say, but you know, it's like a triangle except it's rounded at the bottom so that you can say dab at some part of your face like that's difficult to get to. So let's okay, so let me get up from here and let's consider this. So somebody wears braces or has a child or someone in their life that has braces or a retainer or has had some dental work or some dental issue that required either, you know, covering some area of an appliance that is sharp or something like that. This could also mean that someone works in the dental field. Maybe somebody's a dental assistant. Maybe somebody's an orthodontist. Maybe somebody, like, you know, gosh, they could even be an oral surgeon. Anyone in the dental industry, or maybe somebody needs to go to the dentist. Maybe somebody went to the dentist, etc. Now, for, oh my gosh, the little tag on this, the plastic tag says, please adopt me. Let me see if I can read anything else on there. Hang on. Please adopt me, Series 2. This puppy belongs to, imported and distributed by Kids Mania, Inc. 4380 Baldwin Avenue, El Monte, California, 91731. Kidsmania.com. Location of production, Zhaoying, Guangdong, China. All right. You know that I'm not going to pronounce that right. I'd have to look it up and practice it. Okay, so someone either adopted a pet, is adopting a pet. Obviously, you know, I'm not sure where you're at, but maybe you're adopting a zebra and or pig. Boy, this is going to be a tough one. Now they're in there. Okay, so we have the zebra and the pig. Somebody might be interested in exotic pets. Somebody might live on a farm or, you know, hobby farm and might be looking to adopt or otherwise obtain some miniature animals. You know, there are all kinds. I love miniature cows. If you leave me alone on a farm somewhere, just a little place, it doesn't need to be, I'm happy. Just leave me alone. Okay, so somebody might be very interested in adopting animals or has a child that would really like an animal of some kind, a pet. With the pink powder puff, I'm going to immediately say that somebody's either a cosmetologist, an esthetician, maybe somebody just likes to play with makeup. You know, the color pink is significant when I'm thinking about this tarot card reading. And we have the individual that could present as a different gender than their birth gender. You know, this could indicate that I'm talking to the person who is the female, you know, and you can kind of flip flop that, no pun intended, where it needs to go. When I'm looking at these in concert, you know, if you really want a pet or an animal and think you can't because it could just disrupt your life or it could make things uncomfortable for other people in your home, it can be done. You just have to have the right kind of pet. You know, if you've got a house with cats, getting a bird might not be a good idea unless you can, depending on the bird, you know, like say a larger bird is going to need more time and attention. And of course, all birds need to be kept safe. I've had birds ever since I was a kid. I don't have a bird now. But if it's, for example, an African gray or another bird that speaks or interacts a lot, needs a lot of attention, that needs to be a consideration. Maybe you've got a teenager. I mean, I know even adults, you know, can be wearing braces, but you might have somebody in your life who's a girl, might be a young person that would really like a pet. Awful bad. I really think that I'm talking about somebody with a child. Now, if you're not a child, maybe you need a pet in your life. Take good care. Arr! And we'll be talking to you soon. Take good care, guys.